I have a gimpy little toe that I'm embarrassed about. Over the years, it's been battered and beaten. Several bouts of athlete's foot and subsequent scratching have left the underside rough and uneven, no longer the smooth baby toe I was born with. And in recent years, although I'm hesitant to admit it, fungus has attacked it. Twice now I've been treated for fungus, but apparently the pills didn't work because the fungus came back. Next time, maybe I shouldn't buy from across the border. What's in those pills anyway? The nail is yellow and thick and crusty, a rhino toe, as Anne Lamott would call it. I'm ashamed of it. It keeps chipping away like a leper losing body parts. One day I'm going to wake up and the thing will be gone altogether, which might not be a bad thing, actually. The summer could be a problem because many days are spent shoeless, what with the pool and the lake and the sprinkler, but my little aberration knows its place. It's a shame too. It leans into its neighbor, huddling close to the next toe, lurking in the shadows like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or the Phantom of the Opera. Unless you look for it, and why would you? You probably won't see it. Life is going just peachy, my toe in hiding like an escaped fugitive, my secret safe, not even my wife knew about it, until one day at the lake. My parents have a boat. The boat was anchored, and we were swimming along in the water when I drifted too close to the propeller. Only I didn't know how close I was. I kicked my foot right into the blade and slice! A sharp pain surged through my foot. Immediately I knew where the cut was. Oh, cursed little toe. Two thoughts came to mind. First, relief. Maybe that darn thing was finally gone, sinking to the bottom of the lake to be lost forever. But then as I lifted my foot to the surface, I saw it was still attached. Next I felt dread. I didn't want anyone to see it, especially now. My pachydermic toe was bad enough, but now it was cut and bleeding, with an isthmus of skin hanging off, a banner announcing, "Look at me! Look at me!" I plunged my foot back into the water. My wife asked what was wrong, what was the matter. I'm as good at hiding pain as being a foot model. Reluctantly, I explained I had kicked the propeller and cut my foot, but it was all right, and I wasn't going to bleed to death or be attacked by sharks because this was a freshwater lake, and I would keep on swimming. But she insisted I come aboard so my mom, who's a nurse, could look at it. Crap. The gig was up. I climbed up the ladder and patted my toe with a towel to dry it off. My mom retrieved the boat's first aid kit. Then she came over and asked to see the toe. I quickly thought about excusing myself, but couldn't think of a good reason, so slowly and carefully as time stood still, as a brave little soldier, I propped my foot up and removed the towel. The Phantom removed his mask, so to say. My mom leaned in, then stepped back, and rather medically and diagnostically said, I think something's wrong with your toe. No, really, Clara Barton? That doesn't look normal to you? Florence Nightingale, you don't think toes should look like this? I shrugged my shoulders, mustered up my best look of surprise, and said, Really? What do you think it is? I didn't want to admit I'd known about it for weeks, but hadn't done anything to fix it. At this point, everyone on the boat and in the water stopped what they were doing. Now they were curious. They wanted to know what was wrong with me. I realized this was heading in an unfortunate direction. I held my breath, pleading silently, Please, please, please don't say it. Don't say what's wrong with me. I didn't want to be found out. I'd hid this for so long. But in true Hippocratic fashion, the nurse whose aim was to heal announced, I think it's a fungus. And I recoiled in shame because it was true. I was damaged, deformed, rotting. There was so much to fix, the cut and the fungus. Where would we start? Then she looked into my eyes and bandaging the cut said, First we'll deal with this, and then we'll deal with the rest. Sometimes we resist prayer because of our deformities. We're ashamed of our gnarled little parts. We've taken some things into hiding, the less flattering pieces of us. A doubt here, an addiction there, a mistake, a fear, a loathing. How can we bring it to God who is perfect, who is holy, who is light? We know we can't hide from God, who knows all, and so instead we delay, we distract, we ignore. We put off the inevitable until the inevitable can't be put off anymore, when God finally points to our ugliness. When he does, it's different than we imagined. He takes it, that nasty animal toe, or whatever shame that shrouds you, and he cradles it and strokes it and says, "It's not as you see it." And then he takes you and cradles you and says, "First we'll deal with this, and then we'll deal with the rest." And he does, because he's perfect and holy and light.